Hello everyone and welcome to the Week 6 recap of the SSBL. This is Whitney coming at you and we're going to show you all the big things that happened during Week 6. First off this week is the Stingers visiting the ball players. We'll head straight into the action in the first inning. After a leadoff double by Lopside, Judd French comes up and blasts a shot to right field. Gone home run gives the Stingers an early 2-0 lead with a 411-foot shot. We then fast forward to the bottom of the second. Runner is going to be on first base with Brash Stanky up to bat. And Stanky hits one to the gap in left field. And it's going to give plenty of time for Intense to round third and score all the way from first to cut the deficit to 2-1. We head next into the bottom of the fourth. Intense is going to single up the middle. And then Brash Stanky draws a walk, which brings up Paula Reed. Paula Reed grounds it to third base in time for the out at second, but not in time at first. So runners at the corners, and this hit goes through the infield and scores the runner at third, and the ball players try it up at 2 apiece. Ware comes up and also hits one through the middle, which scores Morgan all the way from second, and the ball players take a 3-2 lead. Still 2 on for Straining, but he grounds this one deep into the gap, but Fair is able to gather in time, throw it to second to end the inning. Top of the ninth, last chance for the Stingers. Earl Hogwash up to close it, but Pulverizer lines this one all the way to the wall, and he has a leadoff double. After Reef groundout advancing Pulverizer, Fair comes up and laces one directly at Straining. He's not able to grab it, and that scores the runner from third, and we have a tie ball game. After a single, Jefferson comes up and goes out of the ballpark. 3-run shot, and the Stingers take a 6-3 lead. Bottom ninth coming up, and Muscle wrestles up to close it for the Stingers. A single gets erased with this double play by Marzo, and Thunder last chance for the ball players, but he grounds it to short in time at first, and the Stingers win 6-3. Game number 2 of the week features the Wildcats and Schools at Bengata. We have to top the second, 2 in scoring position, 1 out for Pendragon, and she grounds out to Stanky, 2 away, and then Dropkin with a chance to put the Wildcats on the board, but she pops it up behind home plate, and it's going to retire the side, and no one's going to be able to score. To the third inning we go, and Dale Blanco reaches on an infield single. Diligence comes up to bat next, and he rips one into the gap in right field, which scores Blanco all the way from first, and he is going to stop at second with an RBI double. Hiker comes up next, and he also finds the gap in right field, and he's going to score Diligence from second, and the Wildcats take a 2-0 lead. We go to the home half of the third, and Yellow with a runner at second, and he gets one through the infield, scoring Conrad. That brings up Kip Shaw, and he is going to sneak one just over the glove of the first baseman, and it's going to find the corner, and Yellow is going to score all the way from second, and we're going to have a tie game at 2. Bottom 4, Conrad up, bases loaded, and he sneaks one through the infield. That's going to score the runner from third to give the Skulls a 3-2 lead. Yellow up, still the bases loaded, and he is going to blast this one to left center field. It's going to drop on the warning track and hit the wall. He's going to clear the bases and slide into third with an RBI triple, giving the Skulls a 6-2 lead. Top 5, Alan Hiker up 1 on, and he is going to hit another one deep into right field off the top of the wall, and he's going to score Diligence, putting the score to 6-3. Home half of the fifth, Banjo Hackett on with a runner on first, and he hits one deep to left, and it's going to one hop down at the base of the wall, and he's going to score the runner all the way from first and put the Skulls back up for 7-3. Top 8th, we have Alan Hiker back up, and he's going to hit a solo shot to right and close the gap back to 3 runs, 7-4 in favor of the Skulls of Rock. We head into the top of the ninth. Last chance for the Wildcats. Flip Day leads us off, and he's going to hit a single through the infield, which then brings up Fury. He's going to be able to reach as Holly can't wrap this catch up, and the Wildcats are in business with runners at the corners. Diligence with a sac fly brings it within 2, and Hiker leaves the building. 2-run home run, and we are tied at 7 apiece. We then head into the bottom of the ninth. Conrad up, and he hits one through the infield, leadoff single, which brings up Brock Yellow, and he does the same. Single through the infield. The Skulls of Rock have the winning run in scoring position, which then brings up Kipshaw, and Kipshaw calls game. He hits a 3-run shot to left field, which gives the Skulls the 10-7 upset of the Wildcats. We now head into game number 3 of the week. The Vikings are visiting the Dragons, and we'll go straight into the action. Top of the first, July Newton up, second pitch of the game, and she laces one deep into right center field. It's going to bounce off the warning track and off the wall, and she's going to round second and head into third with a lead-off triple. That brings up Rock back, and he grounds this one to third, but it allows July to score to give the Knights the early 1-0 lead. Ding Dong up and gets one just past Sponge Cooper, and that one's going to roll all the way to the wall, and a speedy Ding Dong is going to round second and also head into third with 2 outs. Given up, but he lines this one straight to Esposito and retires the side. After a leadoff single, Sponge Cooper laces this one to straightaway center field. Gone. A home run for the Dragons, and they go up 2-1. We then head to the bottom of the fourth. Diaz is going to be up with a runner on third, and he sneaks a hit through the infield, which is going to score the runner from third and get the Dragons up 3-1. We head to the 5th inning, and it turns into a home run derby. Suave goes yard with a monster shot to right field. Then Sponge Cooper also smashes a 1 yard, this one going to left field. And then finally, Loncheros launches one all the way to right field. This one's going to land all the way up in the second deck in right field. The Dragons increase their lead to 6-1 thanks to the 3 solo shots. We head in the top 8th. Cox comes on to pinch hit, and he gets one of those home runs back by putting one into the right field seats as well, closing the gap to 6-2. We then go to the bottom 8. Loncheros back up again, and he hits one, this time to left field. Gone. Another solo shot for him brings the score to 7-2, and that's the final margin of the game. Dragons win this one easily. Final count 7-2. We head to game number 4 of the week. Serpents visiting the Bombers. We head to the 1st inning. Roger Marsh starts the scoring off with this monster shot to straightaway center field. It's going to be a solo shot, 430 feet, his 4th on the season. Puts the Bombers up early, 1-0. We then head to the top of the 3rd. Debbie Sawyer leading off for the Serpents, and she quickly ties things up with a solo shot of herself. This one going to left field, going to be well over 450 feet, and tying the game up at 1 apiece. Later in the inning, Beatrice Tanner up with 2 on, and she is also going to hit a shot into deep center field. Home run. It is now 4-1 Serpents. Then Bracketeer's going to come up, and just to add insult to injury, she is also going to go yard. Bombers getting bombed early. It is now 5-1 in favor of the Serpents. Home part of the third, Sanchez up with runners on the corners. He finds the gap in left field. It's going to bounce before the warning track and roll to the wall. He's going to score Nicky and Rathskeller, cutting the deficit 5-3. Marsh comes up, hopefully to tie the game up. Hit and run is on, but Marsh hits it straight to Tanner, who throws it back to second for the double play. Top fourth, Rodriguez up, and he hits a screaming shot that doinks off the foul pole and left. A solo shot for him, and the Serpents go up 6-3. Bottom six now. Bombers have runners at the corner for Tyrone Butler. He comes up, laces one down the third base line, but just foul. Butler then goes on to draw a walk to load the bases, bringing up Porterhouse. Porterhouse is going to work the count to 2-2 after he fouls off a couple pitches and takes a ball low and away. But then Perkins gets strike three swinging from Porterhouse, and the Stingers are out. The Serpents are out of another jam. Gina muscles up in relief and gives up the fifth home run for the Serpents. Gone a home run. 8-3 Serpents. This one off the bat of O'Connell. It is not looking good for the Bombers. Still no outs for the Serpents. Runners on the corners for Cox, and Cox sneaks one past Nicky, and the score increases 9-3. Next batter up, Rodriguez bloops one into center field, but the runner at second doesn't commit, and McHenry is able to get the 8-5 putout. Bottom eight, Marsh up and hits into another double play with Sanchez. Bombers not getting anything to go their way. Bottom nine, latch chance for the Bombers. McHenry grounds this one out to first. Tyrone Butler then pops this one up to center field. 2 away. And Porterhouse does what he does best. Gets out. Gives the Serpents a 9-3 victory. We head to game number 5 of the week. Wildcats visiting the Unicorns, their second straight game at Bengata. First action happens in the bottom of the fourth. Farmer hits a single up the middle with 2 outs, which brings up Mags Mulberry. And Mags Mulberry hits this shot deep to right field. That one's not coming back. A 2-run shot for the Unicorns, and they take the early advantage 2-0. We then go to the top of the 5. Curtis up to bat, and she leads off with a single, which then brings up Gina Blake. And Gina Blake also hits a single, allowing Curtis to go all the way to third, and Blake will advance to second on the throw, which brings up Pendragon. Pendragon then pops this one up into shallow left field and is not able to hit it deep enough where anyone will tag. No runners advance, still 2-0. Brings up Nix Grayweather, the pitcher. Dribbles one straight to Fellows. The runner from third gets tagged out by a mile, and then Grayweather. Disastrous double play for the Wildcats. We head to the top of the 6. Emmett Fury up, hit and run is on. Watson with a great play to get the ball out of the gap and gets the runner out at first. But Diligence still with a chance to grab the runner at home. Takes a strike one swinging, fouls off the next pitch, and takes strike 3. Looking, Wildcats are denied again. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Alex Longstop is Alex Long gone. That one is definitely not coming back into the bullpen and right. The Unicorns take a 3-0 lead. We then head into the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Wildcats. And Dale Blanco leads off with a single through the middle, which then brings up Emmett Fury, and he singles as well, just past the glove of the shortstop. Runners at second and first, which brings up Alan Hiker, and Hiker hits one down third base, doinks right off the fair line, and he's going to score both the runners, clear the bases. It's now 3-2. Hiker advances to second, brings up Curtis, and Curtis' first pitch pops it up behind the plate, out 2. Gina Blake, the last chance for the Wildcats. She's going to work a 2-0 count, and she then hits a monster shot to left, but it just misses the foul pole, and it's foul. Still 2-3 in favor of the Unicorns. Next pitch, she grounds it to Baldwin, and Baldwin is able to get it in time to first, and the Unicorns pull off the upset, get their second win of the season, 3-2. Game number 6 of the week, Vikings at Moonshots, straight into the first inning. Actually, the first pitch of the game, and Pierce Phelps takes Ivy Bauer yard. This monster shot to straightaway center field puts the Vikings up 1-0 early in this game, and the Vikings would not stop there. Hatmore up with a runner on second, and Turnpike isn't able to corral that one, and it allows Bruiser to score, puts the Vikings up 2-0 early. Top 2 bases loaded for Bruiser, and he is able to hit one into the left field corner, and he is going to clear the bases, which makes it 5-0 Vikings. Top 3 runners are going to be first and second, and Bruce up to bat, and she cold cocks Ivy right into the forehead. She still gets thrown out at first, but 2 away, runners at second and third, Polbean on, and she grounds it to the replacement pitcher Shipley. 3 outs, no one is able to score. Turnpike gets the Moonshots on the board in the bottom half of the third, cuts the lead down 5-1. Then in the top of the 5th, Cinnamon Odell is on with a couple people, is up to bat with a couple of people on, and she blasts this 2-run shot into right field, and the Vikings take a 7-1 lead. We then head into the top of the 6th. Bruiser up with the runner on, and the hit and run is on, and he scoots one into the gap. The runner from first is going to come all the way around to score. 8-1 Vikings. Odell up to bat, 2 on with 1 out, and she finds the outfield grass. That hits down, and the Vikings are going to improve the lead up to 9-1. And then Bruce comes up to bat, 2 on again, and she hits one through the gap, and it's going to bring another run home. 10-1 Vikings. Bottom 6 here, Polbean gets hit, and the runner gets thrown out. 2 on for Arcane Uptown, and she gets one past the second baseman, and 2 are going to score. Moonshots get it down to 10-3. Then we had top 7. Bruiser hits this bomb to straightaway center field, puts the Vikings up 11-3. Then we go top 8. Hatmore is going to be up. And he is also going to go yard. Another bomb for the Vikings. They go up 12-3. Then Paul Pierce is going to be up with a runner on second. And the pitcher is able to connect one through the infield to score a run. 13-3 Vikings. And then finally in the 9th, Campbell on with a runner on third, and he hits one through the infield, making it 14-3 and puts the Moonshots out of their misery. Vikings win in blowout fashion 14-3. We head straight into game number 7, Stingers visiting the Serpents, both coming off huge wins. We head straight into the first inning, and Judd French hits one into the gap in left center field. This one will bounce before the warning track and hit off the wall, and he goes safely into second with a lead-off double. Then Cole Crush ups, and he hits one to the gap in right center field. This one bounces off the warning track and onto the wall. Judd French is going to come and score, giving the Stingers an early 1-0 lead. Bottom first, Debbie Sawyer up and hits a solo shot to left. And for the second straight game, she ties the game up at 1 with a solo home run. We then go to the bottom of the second, Serpents threatening with runners at the quarters, no one out. But Plows gets Basher to strike out looking. Green comes up, and he's going to foul a couple off. And Plows gets another strikeout, and with Cox up, O'Connell gets caught stealing to retire the side. Top third, Judd French up again, and this time he leaves the building. Monster shot, 392 feet, and the Stingers take the lead 2-1. Bottom third, Debbie Sawyer up again, and Cox is going to steal second easily. Bad throw from the catcher. Sawyer would later ground out, advancing Cox to third with Strangelove up, and he rolls one deep into the gap. Fair is there, but the throw is not in time, allowing Cox to score and tying the game up at 2. We fast forward all the way to the 8th. Teams went 5 for 29 up until this point, and Sawyer hits a leadoff double that goes all the way to the wall. Strangelove comes up next, and he will bloop one into left field. Sawyer doesn't commit, and the Serpents have 2 on, nobody out. Shaz Leathers then comes up with the 2 runners on, but he grounds into a double play. But the runner is able to advance to third. Tanner up, and she hits one. Fair is not able to collect it, and the Serpents take a 3-2 lead. Top 9, last chance for the Stingers. Romano up to lead it off for the Stingers, and she is going to draw a 4-pitch walk. Brings up Dino Pulverizer, but then he grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. Disaster for the Stingers. Christine Fair, last chance for them, but she will fly this one out to left field, and the Serpents survive 3-2. We now head into game number 8 of the week. Overdrafts visit the Knights at the Swagger Center, and we head into the bottom of the first. July Newton leading it off for the Knights, and she hits one high and deep to left field. It's going to bounce off the top of the wall, and she's going to slide safely into second with a lead-off double. 2 quick outs, though, and Ding Dong is up and hits one deep to left, but Biggs is there to make the catch and end the inning. We then go to the top second, and Potts leaves the building. A monster shot straightaway center, 418 feet, and gives the Overdrafts a early 2-0 lead. We go to the home half of the second, and Andy Gibbon is going to hit one deep and off the right field wall, and he's going to round second and head into third with a 1-out triple. Haley Angelis up next, and she's going to pop this one up to shallow right, not deep enough for anyone to advance, so it stays 2-0. And then Ace Carter comes up, and he pops it up behind home plate. the Knights waste another early extra base hit. Bottom 4, Von Crum up with 2 on, nobody out, and he is going to draw the count full and strikes out swinging. Gibbon up next, and he will ground into a double play. 6 for 3, and the Knights strand even more. Top 5, Carl Scott up, and he increases the overdraft's lead 3-0 with this towering shot to right field. That one goes 418 feet and over the wall and right. We then head to the top of the 7. Overdraft starting again. Runners at the corners, and Bammer up, but he's going to pop it up to left field, and the side is retired. We then head to the bottom 8th. Ace Carter up, and he's going to hit this one into the gap, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall, and he's going to be safe with a leadoff double. Michael Cox comes in to pinch hit, and he's going to foul a couple of these guys off, fall behind the count. And then Bammer is going to get him to strike out swinging, 1 away. July Newton comes up and hits one into center, but Scott is going to prevent anyone from rounding third and scoring. Runners at third and second for Rockback. And Rockback hits one into center field. The Knights are going to score. July Newton rounds third, but the throw from center is in time to tag Newton out at home. Still 3-1 for Vinny Bates, and Vinny Bates literally leaves the complex. That one hits the street out of the building, 456 feet, and the game is tied at 3 apiece. We headed to the bottom of the ninth. Knights with a chance to walk it off. Von Crum leads it off with a single up the middle, which brings up Andy Gibbon, who's also going to single through the right field hole. 2 on for the Knights, nobody out. Angela's up, and she hits it, but just falls foul. And then she, with a full count, is going to pop it up. Infield fly, 1 away. Carter up next, and he's going to fall 0-2, and he's going to pop this one up deep to center, but no one's going to test the arm of Carl Scott again, and everyone's going to stay put. Amy Feynman up with a chance to win the game for the Knights, and she's going to fall down 0-2, and Lancaster is going to get a strikeout of Feynman. To the extra innings we go. Top 10, 2 down for the overdrafts, and Iron Lever hits a double. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and he is going to be in scoring position with 2 outs for the overdrafts. Fern Knight comes up with a chance to put them ahead in extras, but he is going to pop this one up to shallow center field, and the side is retired. Bottom 10, July Newton comes up and blasts this one to center field. Every month is July, and the Knights walk it off and complete the comeback and win the game over the overdrafts 4-3. We take you into game number 9. Wrongfield is taking on the Retrievers at Secura Hills. We'll head straight to the first. Wrongfielders threatening early. 2 on, no one out, and Jewel Ray comes up, and she'll draw a full count, and she'll end up drawing a walk to load the bases, which brings up Randor Theodoris, and he grounds this one to short in time at second, but not to first. The run scores. The Wrongfielders take an early 1-0 lead. Spool Thomas Jr. up with runners at the corners, and he lines this one straight to Rubenstein to end the side. Bottom first with Domingo Ritchie leading off, and he finds the gap in left, and this one's going to roll all the way to the wall, and he's going to be safely into second with a leadoff double. Then Hewitt comes up, and she's going to pop this one into foul territory, 1 away. Then Woody Walker comes up, and he's going to find the grass in the right field, and the runners are going to be at the corners. Then Radical grounds this one to short. Runner from third is going, but Daquan Smith's throw beats the runner at home, and 2 are down now. Rubenstein draws a walk to load the bases, brings up Jet Me, and Jet Me slow rolls this one to second in time at first, and the side is retired. We now go to the third inning, runner on second, and a great play by Rubenstein saves a run from scoring. We head to the top 4. Theodorus up, and he's going to line one into the gap. It's going to get past the center fielder with a bad angle, and he's going to round second and head into third. Leadoff triple. That's up to you, Zarby. And then Spool Thomas Jr. comes up, and he hits one through the infield. That's going to score Theodorus, making it 2-0. Homebrew comes up, and he's also going to find a base hit, and that's going to score the runner all the way from first, and the wrong fielders take a 3-0 lead, and Homebrew is going to come in safely at third. Ryan Seward then comes up, and he's going to fly this one out to mid-right field, and Hewitt is under it, and then the tagging runner is going to get gunned at home. Double play that ends the inning. Bottom 6 retrievers starting for the first time as Javier retired 10 of his last 13 batters, but gets Jet Me. He's going to ground out with 2 runners on and end the threat for the retrievers. We go to the top 8. Theodorus is going to be leading off again, and he's going to find that same left field gap, and he's going to hit a 1-out double. That will bring up Spool Thomas Jr., and he is also going to find the outfield grass, and that's going to score Theodorus from second, and the wrong fielders take a 4-0 lead. And Stewart up again, but this time he leaves the park. No doubt about that one. 2-run home run. The wrong fielders go up 6-0 on a 437-foot shot to straightaway center field. And then we go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the retrievers. Javier's still up to try and get the CGSO. Delia Radical up first, and she's going to roll this one straight to Daquan Smith. 4-3 put out. 6-3 put out, I'm sorry. Pedro Rubenstein pops this one up to Daquan Smith, 2 away. And then Jet Me will pop this one up to Javier, and he gets the complete game shutout, only gives up 6 hits, and the wrong fielders win 6-0. We go into game number 10. We're back at Swagger as the Skulls visit the Angels. Top first action right off the bat as Sardee draws a leadoff walk. Then Conrad comes up and execute a Gray sacrifice bunt, advancing Sardee to second. Then Bracchiello comes up, and he's going to ground out to Martinelli to advance him to third. And then Kip Shaw will hit one through the infield, giving the Skulls an early 1-0 lead. Top second, Riggs is going to come up, and he leads off with a double that's going to roll all the way to the wall. Bringing up Banjo Hackett next, and he rips one but can't get it past Martinelli, and there's one down, but Riggs goes to third. Marzo up next, and she pops it up behind the plate to Alicia Woody, 2 down. And ball up with a chance to help himself out, but a great play by Mike Drop saves the run from scoring. Then we go bottom second, and that's going to be a leadoff single for the Angels. And then brings up Mike Drop, and she's going to find the outfield corner, just dinks in fair territory, and the Angels have runners at second and third. Which brings up Alicia Woody, and she lines one directly to Bracchiello. That's going to put 2 away. Tygo tags up, and she gets gunned. We then head to the top of the third. Schools with 2 on and 2 out. Carl Henry up, and he's going to ground this one straight to Natalie Tygo and end the threat for the Skulls, still 1-0. Bottom 4, Toblum comes up, and she is going to find the wall in right field, and she is going to have a 1-out double. Natalie Tygo follows up, and she will also find the wall in right field, which allows Toblum to come all the way around to score and tie the game up at 1. That brings up Tina Tygo, but she grounds this one straight to ball, 2 away. And Mike Trupp comes up, and she's going to ground this one out, slow roller, and Riggs catches it in time at first to end the inning. Top 5, Archie Conrad leading off, and he is going to single up the middle. Brings up Brock Yellow, and he does the same thing. He's going to find the outfield grass, and there's going to be 2 on, nobody out, and he brings up Kip Shaw. And Kip Shaw blasts this one to center field, his second 3-run homer in as many games, and gives the Skulls a early 4-1 lead. We then head to the bottom 6. Martinelli is going to be up to bat for the Angels, and she is going to double down the third base line. That's going to head into the corner, and the Angels are in business. Toblum's going to come up, and she finds her old reliable friend, the wall in right field. That's going to hit high off the wall, and Martinelli's going to score, cutting the lead down 4-2. Natalie Tygo up next, and she's going to blast this one into the bullpen in left and tie the game up 4 apiece. We will then head into the top 7. Archie Conrad leading it off for the Skulls. And he's going to smash this one over the wall into the bleachers in left field to give the Skulls a 5-4 lead. A 411-foot shot that soars into the stands. We then head into the top of the 8. Bancho Hackett up with runner on second. And he is going to drop one over the head of the first baseman. It's going to roll to the wall, and the runner from second is going to come around to score, giving the Skulls of Rock a 6-4 lead. Bottom 8th, Martinelli is going to draw a walk, and Toblum is going to reach as Henry can't corral that one, and the Angels have 2 on, no one out. Nat Tygo is going to roll this one to third, in time at second, but not in time at first. Angels have runners on the quarters for Tina Tygo, and she's going to sky this one to shallow center. No one's going to be able to tag. And then Mike Drop is also going to pop this one up. Angels can't take any runs in that inning, and we head to the top of the 9th. 2 on for Riggs. And he's going to scoot one through the infield, and the runner from second is going to come all the way around to score, and the Skulls pad their lead to 3, 7-4. Bottom 9, last chance for the Angels. Alicia Woody up, and she's going to ground that one straight to Henry, who takes it the first 1 away. Buchanan up, and she's going to fly this one out to left field. Sardee is there to catch it 2 away. And Marshall, last chance for the Angels. She's going to fall behind 0-2, and she is going to strike out swinging. Skulls of Rock win 7-4. We go back to the Heroic Conference for game number 11. Dragons visiting the Walkers at Motor Yard. Bottom first, Zach sets up with 1 away, and he is going to blast one into left field. A solo shot to start the game off for the Walkers, giving them an early 1-0 lead. This one just goes under 400 feet as it clears the left field wall. We then go to the bottom of the 3rd, where Zach Sass is going to be up again, and he's going to have a runner on, and he is going to go yard again, this one just wraps inside the foul pole and left, a home run into the bleachers and left. That one goes 428 feet, and the Walkers take an early 3-0 lead. Bottom four, Tito offside is going to be up with a runner on, and he's going to drive in the first run. That doesn't involve Zach Sass on the day, and the Walkers take a 4-0 lead. Top five, Dragons haven't had a runner on as Hurls retired the first 12 in a row he had faced, but Sponge Cooper on for the second time, and he's going to find the grass and left and in the perfect game bid. Sorelli comes up with one down, and she will get one past the third baseman, and the Dragons have 2 on, 1 out. Siren Pierce coming up, and she rips one directly at Sass. He can't handle it, and everyone's going to be safe. Bases loaded for the Dragons. Diaz comes up, and he skies one to deep center. Going to be caught there for the second out. Allows everyone to tag. Sponge Cooper's going to come safely home, and the Dragons cut the lead down to 3, 4-1. Hansen with a chance to try and help his own situation, but he rolls this one slowly to Zach Sass, which he has it in time to first to retire the side. We then to the home half of the fifth. Chumley hits a double that's going to go off the wall, past the diving glove, and he is going to be running to third for a triple. Then up comes Jeff Hurls, and he hits one, but Sponge Cooper with amazing play keeps the runner at third. Went plaintiff, dribbles this one right up to Hansen, 2 away. But then Zach Sass does what Zach Sass does best and hits a screaming Mimi into left field. Gone, another home run, his third on the day. Takes his total up to 5 RBIs and 1,222 feet of home runs, and the Walkers take a 6-1 lead. We then head to the top of the 7-2 away for Pierce. Hurl's having a great day so far, but she finds the right field grass past the diving glove of Chumley, which allows her to run all the way to third. Dragons threatening for the first time since the 5th. Diaz comes up to try and knock that run in, but he falls behind quickly, 0-2. Fouls one off and will draw the count to 2-2. But Jeff Hurls is going to get a called strike 3 and in the inning. Brings up Zach Sass once again, 2 on. This one doesn't leave the park, but it's the next best thing. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. He is going to clear the bases, takes his RBI count up to 7 on the day. The Walkers take an 8-1 lead. Strudley up and gone. He blasts this one to right, just into the seats, and the Walkers increase their lead up 10-1. We go to the top 9. Dragons trying not to lose on run differential now. They were 4 ahead as they came into the game, but find themselves in a 5-run hole. Ribeye up with runners at the corners, and she's going to dribble one right up the middle to score 1. Decreases the run differential down to 4. Esposito comes on and hits one into the gap. That's going to score 2, and all of a sudden the run differential is down to +2 in favor of the Walkers, which brings up Suave with a runner on second. And he hits one high and deep to right field, but it just stays in the park as close as you possibly can, and the Dragons called it in 5-10. Only 1 run separates them, but Amy Haven grounds this one to second, and the side is retired. The Walkers win 10-5 and also take the run differential on the season by 1 run. And we head to Apple Field for the last game of the week. Ball players visiting the Bombers. We head to the top of the 7th. Terry Thunder up, and he smashes one to left center field. Gone, a solo shot off of Luna, 455 feet, and the ball players take an early 1-0 lead. We then head to the home half of the second. Ortiz leads it off for the Bombers, and he's going to find a deep shot that's going to bounce off the wall. The big guy rounds first and is going to slide into second safely with a leadoff double. That's going to bring up Tyrone Butler, and he returns the favor with a shot in the gap to left field. That's going to hit and roll to the wall, and Ortiz is going to round third and come in safely at home. Bombers tie it up 1-1. After a ground out by Nicky, Carson Halford comes up, and he grounds this one to second, but allows Butler to score, giving the Bombers a 2-1 lead. Bases loaded for Brash Stanky with one away, and Kate Luna gets him to ground into a 3-6-1 double play to get the Bombers out of the inning. Bottom four, Carson Halford up again, replacing the struggling Porterhouse, and he fouls this one off, and then he is going to go yard. Straightaway center field, a 3-run shot for the Bombers, and they take a 5-1 lead. Better with Halford, 442 feet, and the Bombers are in business. We then head into the top five. 1 on, 1 out for Paula Reed, and she's going to take a strike one. And she's going to rip one up the middle. Morgan rounds third, heading for home, but the throw from McHenry is in time, and he's out at home. Nick straining up, and he's going to blast one to deep center. No one's going to get that one. It's going to bounce off the wall, and Paula Reed's going to round third and score all the way from first, and the ball players close the lead down to 3, 5-2. We head into the bottom six. D. Nicky up, and she's going to hit a screaming Mimi as well into the seats in left field. A Little League home run. The Bombers get that run back and now lead 6-2. Halford is due up next, and he's going to hit one straight to Brash Stanky, but he can't handle it, and he's going to reach off the error. Ugo Hokey Pokey comes up next, pinch hitting for Luna, and he's going to drop one into left field. That's going to roll all the way to the corner, and Halford's going to round second and get safely into third, and Ugo Hokey Pokey's got a double, which brings up Henry McHenry, and he's going to drop one into right center field. He's going to score both Hokey Pokey and Halford, and the Bombers take an 8-2 lead. Roger Marsh up next, and he's going to sneak one past the infield, scoring McHenry, and the Bombers take a 9-2 lead. We then hit in the top of the seventh. Gina Muscles in relief. She gives up 2 singles and hits a batter, and then Nick straightens up and makes her pay dearly for it. Grand slam for the ball players as they cut the lead from 7 down to 3. 6-9 now the score. We head to the top of the 8th. Gina Muscles still pitching for some reason. Terry Thunder up, and she nails him in the butt, and he takes first base. And Tanya Marzo up, and she makes her pay for that one as well. A deep shot to center field, and the ball players cut it down to 8-9. Bombers sweating desperately. 2-1's going to be on for Nick Straining, still in the same inning, as he faces Grin Campbell. He's going to fall behind quickly, 0-2. And on the next pitch, Campbell gets Straining to pop it up, and the Bombers are going to get out of this inning, still holding on to a 1-run lead. Home half of the 8th, Sanchez on up 2 outs, and he's going to hit an absolute moonshot to right center field. It's going to just sneak over the wall and gives the Bombers some breathing room. Home run, 399 feet, and the Bombers increase their lead 10-8. We head top of the 9, last chance for the ball players. Campbell back out on the mound to close it out. Locks Burr up for the ball players, and he's going to roll this one to third. In time at first, 1 away. And Wiley Intense up, and he's going to roll this one up to Campbell, 2 away. Terry Thunder, last chance for the ball players, and he is going to hit one high and deep, but it cuts foul. And the next pitch, he's going to ground it this pitch, he's going to ground it straight to Porterhouse, and the Bombers survive and win the last game of the week 10-8.